Hey everybody, I'm Asian Funk. Welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm joined by a really cool guest. He is an oil painter and upper deck artist, Ash Gonzales. Thanks for being here.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for having me.
Of course, yeah. Do you do a lot of these virtual interviews?
No. You're my first.
Oh, awesome. That's cool. Cool. I'm very honored.
Yeah.
When did you start working for Upper Deck and doing like these Marvel MasterCards?
Back in May. I was doing, right now, I'm still doing, I do a lot of covers, like, I'll show you real quick. Like just blank,
Oh, yeah, blank covers. Yep.
comic, this is the one I'm working on right now. And so I was doing that for a while. And then someone mentioned, hey, you should do cards at a Comic-Con. I was just, sitting at my table and I didn't know nothing about cards, like, I think since back in the 90s,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Because I gave up collecting cards and got into comics. And then convention, someone came up to me and said, yeah, you should do it, man, it's a lot of money. I was like, oh, money? Yeah. But I didn't think about it. I just wrote it off. And
Yeah.
and then it just popped in my head and I was like, you know what, why not contact them? You never know. So I just looked up the contact information and got a hold. And I know they did Marvel, so I was interested in that. Out of the blue, they contacted me, and I was just on it. I was like, shh, yeah, come on. So I was in Florida at the time, and then I'm glad I got back here to Texas, and that's when they sent me the cards. So I was good to go and rock and roll on those cards. And then so they how they went about it, of course, it was like, I think 120 or 125 cards. So I was like, wow, this is and the time limit. So I had to really figure that out. Like, I remember the interview that you had with David, how he talked about he had to figure out how to work his clients and also get his work done.
Yeah.
For Upper Deck. And I was like, wow, that sounds familiar, but I can only imagine his work, because he has all these big paintings, and that's a lot of stress. And so I was like, all right, cool, I could do it. But at the time I didn't know nothing about him. So when I heard that y'all's interview, that was awesome. So then so I mapped out all my characters that I wanted to do, and then got to work, and it was fun. It was a good experience. I wasn't expecting anything. I didn't know nothing about like what they were going to do with it, or like how they're going to insert the originals, because it's been a while. I didn't know Marvel Masterpieces were spaced out, distributing the cards, I think, like, what, every 2 years or something like that.
Yeah, I think it's not. I used to think it was every year, but then I would do some research, and there's like gap years where they don't do a Marvel Masterpiece. So yeah, I think that's right.
Yeah. Oh, another thing too, because I remember, man, I collected all the Marvel Masterpiece comic books. I don't know if you remember those.
Yeah, the Jojuska ones, right? Yep.
Yeah, man, those are cool. I think I would just gaze at them like every day, like, someday. And yeah, this was a cool experience. And then to see everybody else's work, and especially David's, man, that was the first time I ever saw his work and all that. I didn't know he was doing the magic cards. And but yeah, everything was cool. That was beautiful cards. Beautiful.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, what I didn't know was that I didn't know that they have different artists. Like, when they announce like an artist for the Marvel Masterpiece, I think that's the only person doing cards. But then I realized that that's just like the base cards, or like whatever you want to call it, tier 1 or something. And then like there's like 200 or 300 other cards that are done by like other artists.
Yeah, dude, so, I didn't even know it was like 153 artists or something.
Yeah. And like, I didn't, I don't know if they did this like the last couple of times, but like, I didn't realize like they had, these sketch cards that one artist does, or, like an artist actually sketches on the card, which is like really awesome.
Yeah. And
then you did a couple of those too, right? Did you do some sketch cards, or did you? Okay.
Yeah, I did. I did 100 and like I said, I think 120 or 100, 125, and then I think 2 of them got declined, but that was the rest of them got either because miscellaneous stuff or whatever. But
yeah. But so like, I guess I'll ask you this too. Like, do you submitted your list of characters you want to do, and then do they tell you what characters to draw?
They they basically give us a list of characters do not draw. And for example, like Deadpool, all the Fantastic Four, stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, you can't draw
Deadpool.
yeah, you can't draw none of those. And Nightcrawler for some reason, and Apocalypse. So, and everybody else is up for grabs. So I started looking up all of these characters, even characters I didn't even know about. And I was like, wow. I was like, I'll do that. And so so I just went to work, and then I even so I'm very a realistic artist, so I like to draw from life and draw
Yeah,
and
yeah.
people's stuff. And so I figured it would be fun to get some of my friends involved.
Oh, so you
And
use them as reference?
yeah,
That's
and
hilarious.
so I contacted a couple of people I used to work at Disney, and my girlfriend at the same time, and I even used, of course, me at the same time, because I was sometimes in a rush, and I was like, and then I
Yeah,
took
yeah,
quick
yeah.
pictures.
Okay.
And it was funny because, like, I think it was a Cyclops one. I had this planned out in my head. It was like probably the first card I was already running with. And I quickly ran to the bathroom, got in front of the mirror, took my cell phone with the light shining it right here, and then I replicated it over so I don't like so I can hold it. And then
Yeah,
I came
yeah,
back and
yeah.
drew it and drew it out holding my phone. I was like, all right, cool. I'm happy with that. And
That's cool. Yeah. How long does it take you so are you do you draw on like on a 8.5 by 11 or something, and then it gets scanned and then they make it smaller, or are you drawing like
I'm drawing on the
you're drawing on the cards?
yeah. These are like my APs, so yeah, I'm drawing straight.
Huh.
It was funny because I'm used to working, of course, this
Yeah,
size.
yeah, yeah.
So I always had to sharpen. I was like, tiny.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
So
but
like how sorry, I was gonna say, how long
no,
does it
go ahead.
take you to make one of those?
I think around if I'm pushing it, I could get done maybe 4 cards a day. If
Wow.
I'm really pushing it. But usually I try to pace myself out with 2 cards a day, so I
Yeah,
can
yeah.
work on those in the morning and then get with my other client work
I see. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
later on in the afternoon. Yeah, and
That's
then family and babies and stuff.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's cool. That's cool. I'm like always so like interested in like in the process and stuff, like
Oh yeah.
how you do it and stuff. I liked how on your Instagram, you were kind of teasing that you had a set
Oh yeah.
120 card set for this year's Marvel Masterpiece.
Hmm.
And is this the second set of Marvel Masterpiece you've done, or is this the first?
This is the first. So yeah, this
First.
120
Okay.
set. Yeah,
Okay.
this was my first set from Upper Deck that I got involved with.
Wow. All right. Well, congratulations. That's
Oh,
amazing.
thank you, man. Yeah, it was an honor. I felt honored just getting to be part of it, because I was always a big collector back in the '90s. Like I said, it was fun.
Yeah, yeah, and this is how I discovered you too. Is I think I saw you in a Facebook group, and you posted some of your stuff, and you said that you were in the
Oh
Marvel
yeah.
Masterpiece, and I was like, what? I was like, oh, I gotta find this guy, and then I didn't realize that you were, you've been around for a while. You've got like this huge body of work, and I was like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, I gotta talk to this guy.
Oh, to answer your question, I don't remember sending Upper Deck any work. I remember just sending just my Instagram tag. So I was hoping maybe they looked at it. I don't know, but either way.
Yeah, yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm just interested. I'm curious. I'm always like trying to figure out like what pieces they find like interesting, like, oh, this
Yeah.
guy's work is good to be put onto a card. So I'm just always like fascinated by that. And then yeah, let's go to the next one real quick here.
Yeah.
And then you started reviewing. I don't think I got any of your cards. I did an unboxing of the masterpieces. And I was like, I don't think I got any of yours. So, but there's 120 of them. Like,
120. Yeah, I was mistaken. 120.
Okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and I got 12 APs. That's what I was confused about. Yeah, so like 12 APs and 120 cards that Upper Deck gets.
Got it. Okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I was like, I'm pretty sure I didn't get any of your cards, because I would have remembered, I would have noticed. Yeah, I was like, oh man, some of these, like, I'm really surprised like how realistic you can draw. And I'll show some of your like
Okay.
celebrity
Yeah.
drawings, and I'm just like, holy crap! Like these are really good.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, yeah. So here, let's go to the next one. Let's get to the good stuff. All right, so these are just like some of the cards, and I really like your style. You know, because it's kind of like they're kind of like portraits of the character. You know, like they're kind of
Yeah,
like I don't know, because it's kind of realistic, but kind of not, and it's kind of like drawn with like
yeah,
it's like chalk. It's kind of like it's very chalky. So I kind of like that.
yeah. I was trying to find a real even balance because I didn't want to go too real because maybe I might spend too much time on the card, and I was really nervous to make the date with that many
Yeah, yeah,
cards,
yeah.
uh, and yeah, man, these are. I'm looking at them again because it's been a while. Like I noticed. I note one thing. I wanted to stay away from looking at other people's work so I can try to get my own ideas,
Yeah, yeah.
and then and just went with it. And then some of them I kind of drew free draw, and then the other ones I did take photos of them.
Hmm.
Like the squirrel girl.
Yeah, that's a
That's one of my
person,
good.
right? That's based on
Yeah,
a
that's
person.
yeah. I called her up, and she her name is Felicia Gonzales, and we used to work together at Galaxy's Edge,
Oh,
and
we used to,
we
at the park,
so I just called.
the theme
Yeah,
park.
yeah.
Oh,
I helped open up the park.
what do you mean, like
So that
physically?
was a fun
Like,
experience.
wh-
Well,
wh-
no. I mean, I was part like I was there when the park first opened.
oh,
So
okay,
we kind of
okay.
like, oh yeah, yeah, we helped open the park, and I worked in Savi's lightsaber. I was also helping people build lightsabers and stuff all day.
Oh, okay, that's cool. I haven't been there yet, so I kind of don't really know any of the places yet, but I know that there's a place where you
Oh
can
yeah,
make
yeah,
your own
yeah,
lightsaber. That's cool.
yeah. If you ever
That's
you
awesome.
want some tips, man, we talk off air, and I'll give you all the good
Oh
tips.
yeah, for sure. Yeah, let me know the hot spots.
And so I called her up, saying, "Hey, you want to be one of the characters I'm drawing on this?" I figured Squirrel Girl would be cool, and yeah, so I told her to send me some pictures, and that was it. And so I drew her on there.
That's cool. Which
What
one of
else?
these is
Oh,
you?
long. Is that long shot or long? I think it's long shot.
Yeah, yeah, long
The
shot. Yeah.
Yeah, I know that's me with a mullet. That's not my hair, by the way.
Oh,
Cyclops,
that's hilarious.
Cyclops, up there, top. If you can give it, take
Oh yeah, yeah,
Cyclops.
yeah. That's right. That's right. Yeah, yeah. That's cool. I was
And
wondering at first. I was like, I don't know if that's Cyclops, but I was like, it's got to be because who
yeah,
else? Who else has like a red? Because he's wearing a T-shirt, so it kind of throws you off a little bit.
yeah. I wanted like some of the cards. I wanted to be like, all right, that's Magneto. That's Wolverine. Then I like to show some subtlety in some of the cards. Like you gotta,
Mhm.
like, oh yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, yeah.
And
Okay.
that one X-23, that's my daughter.
Oh, okay.
It was funny. We were watching TV, and I was just like, I looked at her, and I was like, her name is Eviana. Eviana, just stay right there. I ran and got my phone and took a quick picture, and I thought that would be pretty, just just a
Yeah,
simple. I thought, and I just put some blades on
that's
her. So I like
that's a really yeah.
subtlety.
It's a really good one because that's usually a like a scene you never see X-23. You never just see her chilling out,
Yeah, that's what
right? Because you always
that's
see her.
exactly. That's what I was picturing, and I was like, just
Yep.
don't move, don't
Yep.
move. I was like, I just took a picture real quick,
Yeah, that's great.
and yeah, the others are mostly like maybe models, and I just put stuff on top of them and like that
Yeah.
and all that other jazz.
What'd you do for the spider monkey?
I actually got a monkey. I took a picture. I got a picture of like some crazy monkey off of Discovery or some kind of weird
That's
nature picture,
hilarious.
and just slapped on the costume. I was like, I have to do Spider Monkey. That, and yeah,
That's amazing. That's cool. I was wondering. I was like, I wonder if that was your choice or was that Upper Deck's choice. And I was like, that's yours. Um,
yeah.
that's pretty good. What medium do you do your? Is this oil or what's
Oh,
the?
that's all colored pencil.
Really? Wow.
Yeah. So I had to. I wanted to do oil paint, but I knew that would take way too long, and I didn't want to mess with all that
Yeah.
for something that small.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and so I
Okay.
can kind of manipulate it to let me kind of maybe look like oil, some of it, because it's really waxy. Colored
Yeah.
pencil is really
Yeah.
waxy, so I can kind of manipulate it to make it look like that. But that this medium worked out good for what it was, because I always had to sharpen it to get a good.
Yeah. Yeah. And I
Uh,
guess like with colored pencil, you can really do detail on something small, right? Because you
Yeah.
got that fine point. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
true.
yeah.
That's true. Yeah, man. That's cool, man. I have to start looking for cards now. Awesome, cool. Let's go to the next one. So like, okay, so I didn't realize like,
Ah,
so this is like your thing, right? Like you kind of take pride in
yeah,
like taking a low grade comic book and then turn it into a 9.8 with your sketches on it. Um,
yeah.
do you want to talk about like
So
that
I
process and
can
like,
like
yeah.
oh yeah, yeah. So I have a couple clients. They just want a 9.8. That they're more for the grade in their work, but they want that high grade. So if a nine like a 9.6 or 9.4 or even an 8.6, I get an 8.6, and they want it fixed. I just need the grader notes. So for this one, I got the grader notes, uh, and it was like maybe a spine, like the spine needs to be fixed, or the top of the corner is like kind of freely. So I would just fix that, and then they would also pay me for the art on the back. So I would do some art on the back, and then just fix the spine and stuff like that. Yeah, it's nothing that towards the artist in the like on the front. It's just fixing it and then showing that something can be fixed from a low grade to a higher grade, and then I would just slap some art. I can even like most of the books I got right now, I have to fix them. Even like a comic doctor. I
Yeah,
wish I got paid like a doctor, but
right.
the like there's a lot of them are spine fixes, and then some of them are dents that are in the book, but they're not affecting the comic book inside. They're just on the outside, and
Hmm.
I just had to put like really heavy paint
Yeah,
or
yeah.
yeah, just stuff
So
like that.
is there have you gotten a book where you had to tell them like I can't make this better? Like you can't get like you can't for
No,
sure.
not
No,
yet.
really? Wow. That's crazy.
Not yet. Yeah, I don't want to jinx myself, but not yet. Even like regular comic books, the ones with just a regular comic book, those are hard because the paper is really thin,
Yeah. Yeah, it's like
and
slippery and then nothing stays
you have
on it.
to very yes. So you have to get this certain type of paint that it goes on matte, like it goes on without gloss and all that stuff, and that really helps.
Mm.
So it's very subtlety, like splatter stuff like that, just enough to get rid of the blemish but make it look like it's art.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
yeah.
like kind of abstract art. I can get away with that.
That's
And then
crazy. Yeah.
yeah, and then it'll count as art. Then the grade will go up.
Interesting. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. I'm always what I try to do is if I have like a defect on the cover and I want to get it signed by somebody, I always try to tell them to sign near that area so that they hopefully write over it. But it never works. It never works. It pisses me
Yeah.
off so much. Because I'm always like, hey, can you sign? Can you sign like right here? Right here. And then they sign it. And I'm like, dang, you missed it. Like, how did you miss that?
Missed it by.
Yeah, yeah. Well, because I'm
I
like,
know what you're
okay,
talking about because there's yeah, I have to do that. I had to do it because like on the regular comic books, there's I don't know, maybe it goes through printing, but on the comic book art, it might look brushed. I don't know how to describe it, but the cover might be a little brushed, and I have to fix that up. So I'll probably like draw like a little star or something like with white out just to make it look like get away with that it's art in a
yeah,
sense.
yeah,
You
yeah.
know, just I know
Right.
what you're talking about. It's funny.
Yeah, yeah. It's just like I'm trying to come up with these little tricks and like, okay, there's only one little problem here. I'll just, cover it up with the signature, but it never works. But yeah, this is cool, man. And then like
Oh, thank you.
some of your like wraparound sketches is
Oh
like
yeah,
ridiculous. It's like edge to edge art. Like it's crazy.
yeah. I
How long does
opened
it
the
take
book.
you to do you do this like at a convention or do you it's like you take it home and you take your time on it?
I usually go home and take my time on it at a convention. I sometimes would just want to do one book because I'm normally trying to sell my posters and talk to everybody and stuff like that. And it's kind of hard for me to get back into that mind frame of putting my head down in drawing because I want to talk to everybody that comes by and and talk about comics and stuff and art. But so I try to pace myself when it used to come to comic conventions back then, since this whole virus thing went down.
That's crazy back then.
It's weird, huh? I bet you this
Yeah.
thing ain't gonna come back to like 3 or 4 years from now.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I just paced myself out with one book. If it came to a book, then I would take reservations and then do it at home because I'd rather do that. This, like books like this, usually would take me 2 or 3 days tops. Maybe even like the front cover, I would just do a knockout in one day, and then the next side I'll do in one day, and then that'll be that.
How much
Just
direction?
depends on how many covers.
Yeah. How much direction do you get for something like this?
Oh.
Like, do they tell you, I like Frodo, and then is that all they give you, or do they give you specific, like, I want Frodo looking scared, stuff like that?
I get I get open reign on everything. The only thing about, like, for example, this one already had signatures on it, so it had to be Frodo and I forgot his name, that actor on the front, and Gollum and
and Sam
Austin on the back. So
yeah,
and Sam. So but picking the pictures, I went with something that looked really dramatic and good, and you would remember, because what I remembered from Lord of the Rings, the first one, was him holding up the ring. That was just a beautiful shot of them in the snow. And then, because I wanted him to do that, and plus he always with that struggle with the ring. And then I liked Frodo when I found the picture of him just looking dramatic. And then the other two, I wanted to keep them too, because Frodo and Sam, that look of looking off. There's always a little backstory in the back of my head, like they look off into the distance, and that's where they're going. And then, of course, I just had to pick that one for Gollum. So yeah.
Yeah, but that's cool. Yeah.
From what the clients usually want, they usually it's just free reign of what to pick for the cover.
That's awesome. Yeah, man. Yeah, like I didn't realize, like, that classic 60s Spider-Man one is like awesome. I love that one.
That was a fun cover. I'm not gonna lie, I grew up watching that TV show. I loved it. For the clunkiness of what that show and that suit is, I liked it for some reason.
Yeah. It's like,
plus I thought he looked like a perfect Peter Parker.
Yep. Like the perfect 70s Peter Parker is like, that's him. Like everything from like the hair to the blazer, and like just like the hairy arms. Yeah, it's perfect. It's perfect. Like, do you feel like you do better when you have like a photo reference, or do you sometimes draw from memory?
No, I've grown to the I hate to say this, but to the attachment of drawing from pictures, of drawing either from that or life or whatever. Now I'm starting to notice, I mean, granted, whenever you do it as a repetition, the muscle memory of what that eye looks like, or what that nose looks like, or how shadow, that's the problem I've always had, was light, how it hits a face, how it hits a nose, what does it look like on the other side. Keeping that in my memory, I have a little trouble, but as drawing a face, like an eye, nose, and face, I get that down. I can do that, but when it comes to a person's face, like an actor, and what the client wants, that takes time. So because I got to get all lined up, and if I don't have that foundation of what that person looks like, then the rest of it just, I start to like lose it, and the cover won't look good to me. So I'm more prone to drawing from a photo.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like a photo. It's like so good, like especially the Harley Quinn one. Like, like that's Margot Robbie right there. Like the smudge.
Yeah.
Yeah, that looks awesome.
Well, thank you, man.
Yeah. All right, so this is another one. Like,
that also has to do a lot with the paper.
Oh, I see.
Go
ahead.
Yeah, that was a fun one too. No, I'm saying that was a fun one too. I like.
Was the Game of Thrones one, was that also a wraparound, like a front and back?
Yes. Yeah. I always wanted to do a cover with just him and her on it, and I liked how those Game of Thrones posters came out, so I just wanted to do those. Yeah, because I like the dramatic darkness and the harsh light that's right on him and stuff. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I love that. That's cool. And then I'm just like really impressed by like, like your versatility. Like you can basically imitate, like a Disney animation style drawing, and then also do like photorealism. And I was just like, crazy.
Yeah, that one was a fun one, the Mulan one. So once I got that done, I was working at Disney when I was working on that cover, and me and some other artists would meet up. I think one day a month to do life drawing with a Disney artist, and um, so his name was Lon, and he worked on Mulan and some other Disney movies. And I was like, hey, what characters did you work on when you were working on Mulan? He's like, I worked on the dragon and the cricket. I was like, oh, that's perfect. You mind if you can sign this cover for a client of mine? He's like, heck yeah, heck yeah. So that's his signature up top.
Yeah,
So I was
okay, I
lucky
see it.
enough to just have that cover at the moment, and then just plan that out to get him to sign it. I thought that was pretty cool. And I was like, oh, nice.
Yeah, that's cool, man. That's
Yeah, and I would get these random. I have one. Go ahead.
no, you go.
No, okay. So no, I mean, I would get these random covers that I had one client get. He's like, a clue this cover. I was like, a clue this cover? And I was like, okay, well that's cool. Well, he's getting signed all the like at Comic-Con back in the day,
Yep.
where they did a cast signing. So I was like, oh, cool. Yeah, I mean, I'll do that because on the other side is Paul Rudd and the other two characters from that movie. I was like,
Oh,
okay,
dang it.
cool.
I
That'd be a
didn't
cool
see
cover
that
to
one.
do.
I should have put
Yeah.
that here.
Nah, it's okay, man. It's all good.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I was just gonna say like it's just really really awesome to see that. So wait, you're saying like these covers had a signature on them and then you drew around it?
Yeah. Most of them I do that, which is a little tedious when it comes to it, but it's cool. And because like some that are in the Clueless one I think wasn't signed, so I got to do the art before it got signed, so they got to see the art. And I think the Mulan one too I finished before it got signed, because most of the clients, they come to me and say, hey, I got a signing coming up, can you do some art on this cover? I was like, yeah. And then I'll try to see when the signing is going to happen, um, and then get everything together, like the cover and who's doing the private signing, and try to schedule all that out while I can schedule the time of me doing the book and then getting it shipped out and making sure it gets to the witnesser so he can get that book and have it signed and stuff and then get it back to CGC. So that's how that process works out.
Yeah, that's cool, man. I have I sent a blank comic book to be sketched on by an artist, and this person was known for like basically filling the like edge to edge with color and like everything, like there's no empty background, right? I was like, oh, this is gonna be a sick sketch. And when I got it back, it was just like there's no background, and it was just the character. I mean, it was really cool, but I was just like, I was expecting it to have like all this color and then filled like corner to corner, but then I was just like, where's the rest of it? But that's why I like your stuff, because it's like corner to corner stuff. There's like no empty space.
Yeah, no, I fill up the whole thing, and usually it's weird. Like, I guess because I deal with most of my clients personally, and I just know how they usually like it, or because I've grown attached to where if I would do, like, for example, like this one,
Mm-hmm.
I know it has a Star Wars logo, but most likely I might black that whole thing out, because then it could, like, if he's going to get it signed later on from Daisy, her signature could go on top and it'll look like a whole nother piece of art. And that would give it enough space to look really nice. And that's how I kind of try to foresee that going down. Plus the black that I put on, it's really matte. So when the celebrity signs it, the signature comes out really nice. It doesn't slick off or it doesn't look all funny and weird. It goes on really nice and shines too if they use silver or gold.
Oh man, you're really selling me on this. You make me want to get a sketch now. Shoot.
Well, you're the first I've never really talked about all this. You're like the first one that I'm really divulging all my talk about all
your
this.
secrets. Oh, I'll just edit this out. This is why we do pre-recorded stuff.
Yeah,
yeah. Okay, that's cool. That's cool. Let's keep going. Let's go a little bit here. So yeah, just like another like that cable that Josh Brolin one. Like I was like, I can almost like feel the skin.
Yeah, that was a cool one. I loved doing that one. I got a really great picture with a lot of detail, and the more detail, the better it'll come out. I mean, I've done a recent one where, for example, the new Suicide Squad with Margot Robbie. There's no pictures out there, but I got clients that want pictures of her in the new suit, but it's kind of hard. So I just have to like fill in the spots from other pictures of her, like what her skin looks like. But if I can get a good picture of what a celebrity looks like in their character, man, I can go all out with their skin color and pores and everything.
Yeah, that's crazy. I was just like, yeah, even the Domino one, like that's like it's perfect, you know?
Yeah.
Especially with the
Thank
Deadpool
you.
title up top. Like I was like, that's a nice touch. That's good. I'm glad that was
some of them
blacked out.
Yeah, some of them I'll keep the title on because they just look cool, or you just have to, you know. Some of them you have to. It looks cool. There was one I remember I liked doing was I forgot her name. She was on True Blood. Her husband was on the show with her.
Oh, the girl that plays Suki, the one
she was Rogue. Yeah,
yes,
she was
yeah,
Rogue
yeah.
in the next movie. So
yeah.
So I thought I wanted to put her in the '90s Rogue suit and with just how she looked as that. So that was cool. But then I was because they had a signing, so her husband was going to sign the back. So I wanted to do him as Gambit. And so,
that would have been awesome.
Yeah, so I did him as Gambit, as the '90s Gambit. That came out pretty cool. I like that cover. Yeah, there's a couple of covers that I did that I took the celebrity and I put him in that character, and that was pretty cool.
Yeah. Do you take photos of all your commission sketches? Like do you keep like a archive of all the ones you've done?
I keep an archive of like mock-ups. Like I'll do a mock-up of a cover and then I'll send it to the client and just to see how it's going to be positioned on the cover. And then if they say they give me the thumbs up, then I'm ready. I'm good to rock and roll. If it's a rarity that if it's someone that's not a celebrity, because most of the covers that I do, they're most all celebrities. So I have to go fishing for covers or for pictures that are good and that would work out.
Yeah,
it's more fun because it'll be a rarity. No one ever see it.
Yeah.
Dang,
man, I'm gonna think of something. I'm gonna think of something cool because I've got all these blank well, they're like partial blank covers that I was going to get like signed and sketched by these artists at conventions. But since these conventions aren't happening, I've got like 10 of these blank covers. So I'll definitely, I'll send some your way for sure.
Thank you, man.
Where can people follow your work?
So mostly on my Instagram at fine art by Ash. And also, you can also email me. My email is on there too, at ashgonzalesart@gmail.com. And I'm always on Instagram and always usually quick and fast to answer back.
Cool, man. Awesome. It was really great to have you. Yeah. I'll definitely let's have you back on the show again. So.
Oh, thank you. It was an honor. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to talk to you, man.
Oh,
And
for sure.
share
Yeah.
most
No,
of my
your
work.
work's
And
great. So I definitely wanted to hear about your
well, thank
process
you.
and everything.